Well, joining me in the studio now is Louay Safi. He's a member of the opposition Syrian National Council. Louay Safi, we've long heard about these splits and divisions between the opposition factions in the country. How much do you think they are hindering any unified efforts to unseat President Assad?
Well, I think the problem at this point is that the Arab League is insisting on unifying everybody in the opposition. Already the National Council has the bulk of the opposition. There are some figures who are outside who have a long-term struggle with the regime for democracy. We would like to get them in, but it is not as bad as it's being portrayed.
Many of these divisions, though, only seem to be surfacing now. Why is that?
Well, I guess it's a positioning. It's a positioning by different groups. I mean, some of them have a legitimate right to be part of the council, and the council is open to their involvement. The problem is some factions want to split, the representation. They don't represent the revolutionary forces. They are traditional political actors, but at the same time they want to split representation in half.
We've seen this sort of transition, though, have we not? It started off as protests in the street. Now we've seen the transition to what is effectively an armed resistance. Do you think we're likely to see more aggressive military action in the weeks and months ahead, particularly the sorts of attacks we saw on the pipeline in Homs the other day?
Well, if the regime continues to escalate its suppression of the opposition and the revolutionary forces in Syria, probably that could be a likely scenario. Now, the Council would like to avoid, reaching an all-out civil war. We don't think this is something that we would like to see, and we don't think we will get there unless the regime starts to become so oppressive and manipulate the situation.
We've seen, though, the formation of the Syrian National Council. You're a member of that body. Why is there no unified voice from within the council like we saw from the opposition National Council in Libya? I mean, that was very effective, but we're not sort of seeing that fluid sort of unified voice from the SNC.
Well, there is a unified voice. We have a lot of debate internally, and that's as far as the political file, there is a debate, and that's natural in any democratically formed organization.
Well, just a final thought from you, Louis. We're seeing divisions as well within the Arab League. Some Arab countries have long-standing traditional trading relationships with Syria, Jordan, for example, Lebanon, Iraq to some extent. How do you think those divisions within the League will help to give a unified approach from the Arab world for Arab nations to solve an Arab problem?
Well, you see, for us, we think all those are excuses, because the blood of the Syrians must be more valuable of any short-term gain. Those countries are trying to prolong the crisis and hurting themselves more. We would like them to come forward and say we are going to suffocate that regime until democracy become the order in Syria.
Louay Safi, thank you for coming in.